Hi, I'm going to show you how to store wheat berries with mylar bags and oxygen absorbers. Basically, the whole idea that we're going to demonstrate here is that when you're storing wheat berries, you want to make sure that they are in a very well sealed and oxygen-free environment. And the tried and true method for doing that these days is to put the wheat into a mylar bag, a 5 mil mylar bag that's inside of a 5-gallon bucket like this. This is a 6-gallon, excuse me. And then put in an oxygen absorber, which for that size bucket you want to use 2,000 cc oxygen absorber or the equivalent. They sell them in 500 cc's and smaller, so you can use 2,000s or 4 500s or whatever you have. And we're going to then put the oxygen absorber in the mylar bag with the wheat, seal the bag, squeeze the air out, and put a final seal on it, and then put the lid on, and you're done. So let's get started. First of all, the wheat berries we bought actually came in this bucket without a bag from Wheat Montana Farms. Now they sell direct. You can buy them online. I got them through a local co-op here where I live. And they did not come sealed in a mylar bag, so they weren't ready for long-term storage. So what I did was I poured the wheat from, these happen to be white, hard white berries. I poured them into 2 5-gallon buckets temporarily so I could get the mylar bag in here. Now, mylar bags come in all different sizes, as you can see there. And the ones we're going to use for the 5-gallon bucket are 20-inch by 30-inch. So they're fairly large. And they're a little bit unwieldy, so you have to kind of work with them a little bit. But basically, you get the bag in here as best you can. And once you start putting the berries in, you can shake it and get them to fill out the space between the bag and the bucket. Now, these bags are 5 mil, and you can buy 5 or 4 mil bags or smaller online, but it was highly recommended to use 5 mil for these purposes. So that's what I went with. Now, the oxygen absorbers, they come in different sizes as well. These are 2,000 cc oxygen absorbers, which are good for 5-gallon buckets, 5 or 6 gallon. We're going to put one of these in here. Now, these come along, the bags and the oxygen absorbers, you can buy them at a place online called usaemergencysupply.com, and I'll have the link below. And they had the best prices by far of any place that I've found. So now that we have the mylar bag in the bucket, and we're going to pour the wheat back in. So I'll do that right now. Try to get that. That'll sort of help the bag form out to the shape of the bucket a little bit. And then we'll continue with the rest. Okay, now I left a little bit of space here, about 1 inch from the top, just to be sure that I can squeeze the rest of the mylar bag down in there before I put the lid on. And as a result, we have a little left over, which is not a big deal, because it'll get used anyway. And that is pretty much it for filling the bag. So from 2 buckets, that I've done one already, I have just 1 gallon left over of wheat berries. Alright, now the next thing we're going to do is put the oxygen absorber in the bag. Now, When you buy the oxygen absorbers, they come in a pack of 10 or 20. These came in a pack of 10 2000s. So once you open that, pretty much have to use them up pretty quickly or reseal them. And what I did was I resealed them in a ball jar with, after I put them back in here, put a bunch of wheat berries or rice or whatever you have to fill that, make sure that there's not too much air in the jar with the oxygen absorbers. So I'm going to take one out of here and use it for this bucket and leave the rest in. So I'll throw that in there. Put a few more wheat berries back in the top of this thing to fill out the space left by that. And seal that back up. Now those absorbers should stay good in here for quite a while. Don't have to worry about using them all immediately, because they will, as soon as they hit the air, they will start being used up. So the next thing we're going to do is make sure we have a nice flat area that we can seal. And we're going to be using a device that I bought on the internet. You can get these on Amazon for a pretty good price. This is a KF150 CST hand sealer. I don't know if you can see that. It's Teflon coated, and it has both low and high. You're going to use the high for the 5mm mylar. And these, you can either use an iron or one of these things. These happen to be pretty easy to use, and I didn't feel like struggling with an iron, so I went with this. We're going to start, we're going to do the sides first and leave a little bit of a hole in the middle so that we can squeeze the air out of the bag before we do the final seal. So with the oxygen absorber inside the bag, we are ready to do this. Now it's only 3 seconds on each crimp, so we get ready and we go. 1, 2, 3. And that's it. And then again, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're going to wait till that cools a little bit and do one more. Okay. And that will bring us to our final hole that we'll leave, and then we'll squeeze the bag down. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so I'm going to let it cool, and then we're going to crimp the bag down, and we're almost done. You can see that, just a little bit of a hole there, just so that the air can escape. And that's it. So we're squeezing the air out. And the oxygen absorber actually, once this thing is sealed, the O2 absorber over a period of maybe a few hours, definitely over a few days, will absorb oxygen out of whatever's in the bag, whatever's left in the bag. And in doing so, it'll actually pull air, more volume out of the bag. So the bag will be like vacuum sealed almost. But there will still be nitrogen in there. So we're going to do the final seal now that we squeezed most of the air out. And make sure that's nice and flat. Position this thing over it. And 1, 2, 3. That's it. That's how you do it. And thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. Bye.